Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by Everlast Hydrate Elite. 3 rounds in the World Series of Fighting Bantamweight Division. And now, introducing on my right, fighting out of the blue corner of the decagon. His record is impressive, 11 victories, 5 defeats, and 1 draw. He is currently on a 6-fight win streak, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 130 pounds, fighting out of Norwell, Massachusetts, by way of Plymouth, Massachusetts. Introducing Johnny Cupcakes Campbell.
Cupcake, gotta love a nickname, Cupcake.
So Johnny Campbell in the cage, set to go, and his opponent is not going to be an easy one in Darren Mima.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the decagon, fighting out of the red corner. His record, 5 victories, 3 defeats, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 126 pounds, fighting out of Fishkill, New York, by way of Kingston, New York. He is making his debut in the decagon tonight, presenting Darren, the Mean One, Mima.
So it's Mima and Campbell. Joey, this is going to be a very interesting fight. Brian Miner in charge of the action inside the cage here in Mashantucket, Connecticut. This is the start of World Series of Fighting 20.
You ready? You ready? Fight!
All right, so here we go. And rarely, Joey, do we see the feeling out process in the bantamweights. They usually get right to the action.
You know what? One thing we didn't see here, too, is the touching of the glove.
Yep.
I kind of like when they don't do that. It's kind of like, no, I'm not here to touch your glove and be your friend. I'm here to fight you. Let's get it on.
I'll touch your glove when it's over.
Yeah, exactly. You know, in speaking to both these fighters backstage, it had the feel of almost this throwback. Remember the throwback fights where it was striker versus grappler? Well, Mima made it abundantly clear that exactly what he's doing right now is he wanted to get the takedown. He wanted to put Campbell on the mat, which he did brilliantly there. But Campbell, like he said, he's a scrambler. He's moving. He recovered guard here. But this is where Mima told me he wanted the fight. This is where he said he'll get the win.
Campbell doing a great job of recovering on that first takedown, gets to his feet, but the second takedown, Mima makes it stick.
And Mima's in a great position here. You see Campbell already attacking that armbar, but Mima's out. He passes to side and he uses it as a great opportunity to land a straight right to the chin of Campbell.
And Joey, that's something the only gain in the gym is being able to operate, identify what your opponent's trying to do, and then work your way out of it. Because you saw Campbell going for the arm lock right there, and Mima was smart enough to posture to the left side and get out of it.
Exactly, and that's you know, as we see mixed martial arts evolve, we see a higher IQ for beginning fighters, and that's these guys that are able to keep their composure when they're in their dangerous situations and utilize those moves and techniques that they've been taught.
Elbows, post and go. Short elbow there. Short elbow, post and go. There you go. Post and go.
Mima's got Campbell in a great position right now. This is a ground and pound fighter's dream come true. When you can pin a striker against the fence, get him there, he's got not a lot of space to move. Campbell wants to try to get his hips under him and start using that fence to wall climb, but Mima's doing a great job of controlling his position, controlling his hips, and staying busy enough on top that the referee doesn't stand it up. But real quick, you saw there, you saw Campbell almost started to get, here he is, getting his back against the fence, but Mima's just swarming him. He's not allowing him to use the fence to get back to his feet.
Mima almost a full mount there as he's moved his position multiple times here against Johnny Campbell, a quick fighter in his own right. But as you said, using a perfect word, he is absolutely swarming him on the offense. Darren Mima on top, in control. Johnny Campbell on the bottom, trying to work his way out of this. As Joey Varner pointed out at the start of this fight, it is all about solving the puzzle early. And right now, Johnny Campbell, he's missing some big pieces, trying to figure a way to get this thing back to its feet.
Yeah, you know what I like to see is see that left arm of Campbell. It's resting on the head. When he was against the cage like that, if he can do it, he's starting to do it now. If he can get an underhook, that underhook's going to help him be able to get his back up against the fence and start using that fence to wall climb and get back to his feet, excuse me. But every time he makes that move to do that, Mima adjusts, almost like he's one step ahead of him.
Mima now trying to work that side control, not letting Johnny Campbell back to his feet. Both fighters staying active, Joey, and that's what you'd like to see as our official looking in, making sure that they stay active on the ground. Brian Miner keeping a close eye of this one.
that is imperative, and Campbell finally makes it up to the feet. And now what I'd like to see is I'd like to see some of that footwork, some of that flow style he talked to me before the fight.
Straight left lands from Mima right off the bat. See how quickly Johnny Campbell can recover and how much energy exerted on the bottom there, taking a lot of shots from Mima early on. Under 90 seconds to go in this one, scheduled for 3 rounds in the bantamweight division.
And it's Campbell who said he's more of the stand-up fighter, and he's been effective with a few kicks he's thrown, a few leg kicks. But when you watch him start striking, Mima looks like the more polished boxer of the two.
Looks a little quicker as Darren Mima able to get in the inside quickly. Campbell's gonna have to make some adjustments. A big wild left there finds nothing.
In the way Mima's boxing, his shoulders are loose, his arms loose, there's no tension. It's not like he's forcing punches. He's flowing, he's turning them over, and he's snapping his punches. He looks good. He looks as good as a boxer as he did a grappler.
If you're in the corner of Johnny Campbell during the break, are you gonna get a pair of scissors and cut that hair off so he can see? It looks like right now he's got the old sheepdog thing going. He's not gonna be able to see. You're gonna want to see the hands of Darren Mima.
Nice level change by Mima. He transitions, takes
the
his bag,
takedown.
and a big slam. And he's got him again, exactly the best spot to be if you want a ground and pound opponent, pin him against the cage. Nice little scramble here, right to his back.
And Johnny Campbell, unfortunately, gives up the back. Quick movement by Darren Mima as we come under 15 seconds to go here in round number 1. Darren Mima in control of this first round.
Mima's got both hooks sunk. He's short on time. But Campbell is definitely in a bad position right here. He looks like he's working that rear naked.
And we will see a second round here in Connecticut.
Big round for Darren Mima.
So Darren Mima active early. It wasn't more than 20 seconds into the first round, Joey, and they absolutely went at it with Mima getting not 1 but 2 takedowns.
And there's the first one. He went in for that single leg, came around to his back, and just got a nice scoop and slammed him flat on the canvas. And there we go, the level change. He goes to the single, slides around to his back, scoops him up. You actually saw a little trip there too. Great offensive wrestling by Mima.
So first round, look into the Joey Varner crystal ball. Where do you see that one going?
Oh, I mean, you never know with judges, of course,
right.
but I have to give that round hands down to Mima.
No question about it. So Darren Mima firmly in control of round number 1. Johnny Campbell looking to rebound in round number 2.
You ready? Round 2. Fight!
Here we go, round number 2. Darren Mima and Johnny Campbell. First round easily going to Darren Mima, and now Campbell having to regroup and using some of that footwork. Campbell's got a pretty impressive record of 11-5-1. 5 of those victories coming by way of knockout, 1 submission, but he's got his hands full here with Darren Mima, who has 8 professional fights at 5-3.
Campbell's being more active with the stand-up right now, but it was tentative, and that was the reason it was tentative. He wasn't engaging, he wasn't committing to any of his punches or kicks with full force. Because of that right there, he was afraid of the takedown, and we saw it happen. Mima, once again, puts him on the mat and goes straight to his back.
And this is a difficult situation for any fighter. The back has been taken by Darren Mima. Johnny Campbell fighting him off, and he's always got to be wary of the choke.
Mima in great position right now. He's got the body triangle on. You see Campbell doing a good job. He's rolling towards the side of the triangle. That's his best way towards the lock, towards where the leg goes under the other leg. That's the best chance for him to escape from this position. But this is not a fun position to be in. Mima's got that body lock, and he's just squeezing away, squeezing the life out of that midsection. It's so uncomfortable.
And when Johnny Campbell is able to protect the neck from the rear naked choke, Mima's doing a great job of landing some nice punches to the side of the head. He goes to protect from the punches, and then Mima goes in for the choke again.
Now, if you see now, Mima's cleared that body triangle. What he wants to do is try to free one of those hooks, but he can't use his hands to do it because his hands, he has to hand fight to protect from the choke. So if he can start swiveling his hips, get his hips moving, he might be able to. Too late now. You saw it happen. He just locked in that body triangle again.
So 2 points of attack coming from Darren Mima. He controlled round 1, and how about this? Johnny Campbell able to slide out and reverse the position.
Great transition. 3 minutes left in the round. It was a rough start to this round, but he's got a lot of time. If he can ride this out, if he can maintain this position, do some serious damage, he can take control of this round and put himself back in the fight.
3 rounds scheduled in the bantamweight division as Johnny Campbell now trying to work on Darren Mima. Mima doing a great job of pushing away from the cage, but Campbell, is this a situation where he's got his left arm pinned down there, trying to posture up and rain down maybe some serious blows?
That's exactly what he's got to do, but he's got to stay busy. He's got to do some damage. You can't just ride it out. This kind of stuff, this isn't real damage. Just little pitter-patter stuff. A referee will stop it here. I'd like to see him put those arms on the chest there, posture up, get some good elevation, and start doing some damage. Come down with some nasty ground and pound, some nasty blows, some nasty elbows. Try to cut him open. That's gonna leave a mark. That's gonna get the judge's attention, and that's what's gonna keep him in this position.
Mima doing a great job there, closing guard. Play. You can tell he's got some power in those kicks. Campbell watching out for the up kicks. And how about this? Darren Mima looks like no harm, no foul, back on his feet, and now he looks to be the striker.
And he's polished. Mima's doing a great job of finding his range with that jab. You saw him, he feinted that jab, threw an uppercut, and connected, and then just again with another feint, he changes his level into the takedown. This is a very nice sequence, a very nice flow of his mixed martial arts techniques.
Showing that he has the full complement of abilities. Darren Mima with his 5th takedown of this fight as we go under 90 seconds to go in round 2. This one's scheduled for 3 in the bantamweight division. Boy, you get the feeling here that Johnny Campbell is going to have to look for Darren Mima to make a mistake. Possibly slip an arm in there and grab it or something to turn the tides on this fight, because right now it is all Darren Mima. He's been more polished on top, Joey, as well as the ground game.
And you know what? It's not just that he's more polished. He's been one step ahead. Every time that Campbell goes to do an escape, Mima's already onto the counter that escape. He's just been one step ahead of every aspect of this fight, whether they're standing or on the mat. But good reversal right here.
Here we go.
Looking for that choke.
Johnny Campbell momentarily looking for a guillotine on Darren Mima as we come up on 30 seconds to go in round number 2. A much better round for Johnny Campbell out of Norwell, Mass, trying to turn the tides on Darren Mima.
I think this is where that hair comes into an advantage for Campbell here, because he's just
using it as a weapon.
Yeah, grinding that hair right in the face of Mima.
Darren Mima, the clean-shaven head, going up against Johnny Campbell, and now Campbell trying to find a way, but again, Mima doing a great job. Look at, he's got that left arm just pinned in there. He's got nothing.
That's great control from bottom.
And round 2 comes to a close. We will see a 3rd and final round.
And you see as Campbell walks over to the corner, he's kind of shaking his head, looking down.
Let's go back and look at the highlights from round number 2, especially if you're a Darren Mima fan. Look how quick this takedown is. Just bull rushes him.
What I loved about that, though, is it came from the jab. The jab set that up, and here's the reversal. You see Mima working that choke. Campbell gets 2-on-1, boom, reverses, take top position. The thing that's been most impressive to me about Mima is his flow. You know, his striking, his transitions from striking to grappling, from grappling to striking, they've been seamless. They've been really polished, and that's why he's seen so much success with all his weapons.
This is the 3rd and final round in the bantamweight division. Darren Mima there taking on Johnny Campbell. So far it has been Darren Mima dominating both the ground and the standing game, and here's where Johnny Campbell is going to have to find something, Joey Varner, to score some points and possibly get a knockout or submission.
Yeah, he needs something big. I mean, he rallied a couple times in round 2, but in my books, round 2 was, big head kick. But round 2, I thought, clearly went to Mima as well. So this is where Campbell needs to reach down deep. He's got to find a way to win. And this is that opportunity.
That is a supersized takedown. Mima with the body slam of Johnny Campbell.
And you know what I liked about that is as Mima entered for that takedown, Campbell went to lock on the guillotine. Right as he felt it, Mima shifted to the side and slammed to the side, so he ends up in side control, and the guillotine is no longer a threat.
Darren Mima out of Fishkill, New York, Black Hole Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, looking to run his record to 6-3. Johnny Campbell has more professional fights, but right now he has run into an absolute buzzsaw in Darren Mima. The way he has worked these 3 rounds, he has stayed active throughout every single round.
But what do you expect when you got a guy that's from a black hole in Fishkill? I mean, that just sounds dangerous.
The 31-year-old Darren Mima having a great showing here in his debut World Series of Fighting. Johnny Campbell trying to make something and once again gives up the back, and this time in a little bit of trouble as Mima goes in for the choke. Spins out of it.
Great transitions, great riding right there. He started in mount. Campbell gave up his back. He transitions, took his back, went back to mount, and he just rode him. Every time he made an adjustment, he adjusted his position, and Mima kept control of this right now, and he's got Campbell in a bad position.
You know, Joey, if this was NCAA wrestling, riding time would clearly be in the favor of Darren Mima. He has worked over Johnny Campbell on the ground.
One thing I would like to see more from Mima in this position, because he's taken his back 3 or 4 times in this fight, but he's busy hand fighting, and hand fighting is so he can set the choke up, but the choke is easily set up if you use your punches. I'd like to see him to secure that position and start raining down some nasty punches. That's going to get your opponent thinking about the punches. It's going to make him forget about that neck, and it's going to create the opening for you to slide that arm across, sink in that rear naked choke, and say goodnight. Good friend of mine, Jay Haran, used to always say, you got to soften him up, soften him up.
The tenderize?
Yeah, little tenderize him. Take his back and soften him up. Just like that. That was a soften him up elbow to the side of the temple.
And those shots continue to come from Darren Mima as Johnny Campbell tries to defend them. And as he's being softened up, Mima sees an opening, goes in for the choke. Doesn't happen, so he'll go back to the punches again. Oh. And Joey, as a fighter, those are the kind of punches, they don't look like much on TV, but you wake up the next morning and you've been popped in the ears and the side of the head half a dozen times.
Oh, those are the ones that you roll over onto the other side of the pillow, and then it hits your ear, and you're like, oh, I forgot about it.
No laughing matter right now for Johnny Campbell. He is in a bit of trouble. Darren Mima trying to close this one out, looking for a second submission of his professional career as we come up on 90 seconds to go in this, the 3rd and final round at World Series of Fighting 20.
And see, right now, Mima's got a dominant position, and he's just working that choke. He's kind of going arm to arm, trying to slide it under and hand fighting. I think if he just let go of that for a minute, secured one arm, and just opened up, just started punching and elbowing with reckless abandon, that would give him that opportunity to sink that choke.
Coming up on a minute to go, Darren Mima looking to his corner, giving Johnny Campbell a moment of rest, and then he comes back with the punching. Goes to the ribs, goes to the head, then tries to sink in the rear naked choke. Boy, he is fishing for it.
But kudos to Johnny Campbell.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in a bad position after bad position after bad position.
For almost 15 minutes.
Yeah, and he's kept his composure. He's fought every attempt off. He's done well. He just hasn't been able to take control of this fight.
That is very difficult to be on the defensive for nearly 15 straight minutes with someone that has the high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu clearly that Darren Mima has. Final 15 seconds of this one. Campbell just trying to hold on. Mima's last great attempt was there as both fighters get to their feet for the final seconds, and that is it.
Good performance by Darren Mima.
So it's Darren Mima and Johnny Campbell going the distance in the bantamweight division. A difficult night for Campbell as Mima just swarmed him, striking, ground and pound, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He pretty much threw everything at Campbell, but as you pointed out, Joey Varner, give Campbell some credit. He was able to fight off all those choke attempts, did not go out, and does take it the distance.
And it's in performances like that where when you lose, you got to find something you can walk away and be proud with. And in this case, he was in multiple bad positions. His back taken, he was mounted, he had choke attempts, he had armbar attempts, but he survived them all. He was able to take in the distance. So you didn't win, you didn't get the victory, but you didn't get knocked out and you didn't get submitted. So walk away with your head held high because of that.
As we wait for the decision coming up, it's the welterweight bout between Matt Secor and Chip Moraza-Pollard. That'll be a good one in the welterweight division here from Mashantucket, Connecticut, WSOF 20. I don't think there's much doubt on who got the win in this fight, Joey Varner. But as we send it inside the cage for the official decision at the end of this one, here is Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fighting, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges David Torelli and Eric Colon score 30-27. Judge David Jensberg scores it 30-26 for your winner by unanimous decision, Darren "the Mean One" Mima.
No controversy there. Darren Mima gets the win, unanimous decision over Johnny Campbell in the bantamweight division of the World Series of Fighting. All right, let's go back to round number 1. This thing got going quickly. We talked about how quick the bantamweights operate. 30 seconds into this fight, it's Darren Mima going for the takedown.
And he got it right away. And you know, I think he hit almost every single takedown he went for in this fight.
Round 2, more of the same, but Johnny Campbell did have some slick reversals, just unable to mount some points.
And there's a nice uppercut right off that jab.
And the third and final round, much more Mima going top shelf.
That really was the difference maker in this fight, was the wrestling of Darren Mima. He was able to penetrate on every shot, and Campbell just didn't seem like he had any defense for that.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.